So this is the graph of the second derivative of that function. We had the original and the first derivative, and now we have the second derivative. The most important point is probably x equals c. So at x equals c, my second derivative, let's see, f double prime of x, I'm just going to say changes signs. That's the more generic way. It doesn't actually matter when I'm talking about the second derivative here. It doesn't matter as much because I'm identifying a point of inflection. So on the graph of the first derivative at x equals c, f prime was changing from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing. And on the original, f of x was changing concavity. So it was a point of inflection. So when you're doing a point of inflection, you don't really care if you're changing from concave down to concave up or up to down. You just care that it changes signs. Although I could say in this case, f double prime of x changes from negative to positive. So we read graphs from left to right. All right, so I'm going to look on either side of the c, and I'm going to focus on those two intervals from negative infinity to c and from c to infinity. So what's happening from negative infinity to c is that my f double prime of x, and this time I'll write it less than 0, or you can write is negative. And from c to infinity, my second derivative is greater than 0. So back on the original function on that same interval, it was concave down, and then from c to infinity, concave up. On the first derivative, from negative infinity to c, f prime of x was decreasing. And remember, the second derivative is the slope of the first derivative. So if the first derivative is decreasing, it makes sense that the second derivative is negative. There's not really a lot that we care about for these other points, so you don't really need to worry about them. The second derivative, it gives us information about the shape of the curve, but we get more information about other things from the original function, of course, the first derivative. So if you just want to write it, can't believe I'm saying this, like an NA on those, you're welcome to.